Welcome to Sri Matrika. I'm so glad you're here for this very first episode. I am your companion in this journey of light. Today is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. While many treat this as a day of celebration filled with cards, photographs, and tokens of gratitude, let us instead look a little deeper from a different angle. Today, we explore the quiet dimensions of a mother's love through the hidden room of our hearts. Close your eyes for a moment. Think of a light, not the harsh glare of a fluorescent bulb, but the first light of dawn. It doesn't ask if you're awake. It doesn't ask if you deserve it. It simply arrives. Similarly, there is one great mother in Ramayana who was a quiet hero. She is Sumitra. Today, we will talk about her. We are exploring the Sumitra Tattva. In Ramayana, we talk about Rama's virtue, Sita's resilience, and Hanuman's devotion. But standing in the shadows, quiet, unasked, and vital, is Queen Sumitra, the one history often forgets to quote or glorify. And yet, she carries the highest frequency of love available to a human being, love unseen. A tattva is an element, like oxygen. It is a fundamental truth of the universe. Sumitra Tattva is the element of selfless radiation. Over the next few minutes, we are going to look into the mirror of three mothers to see which frequency we are currently vibrating at and how do we tune ourselves to the frequency of the sun or the Sumitra Tattva. Let's start with Queen Kausalya, mother of Rama. She represents the ethical ego. Her love is a spotlight. A spotlight is beautiful. It illuminates the stage. It is sattvic, pure and good. Kausalya is the queen of dignity. She is kind to everyone. But, and here is a distinction, her peace of mind is entirely dependent on the safety of what is inside her spotlight. That what is her son? Rama. When Rama was exiled, Kausalya collapsed. Her world ended because her mind was gone. This is the love of attachment. It says, I am a good person as long as my circle is protected. We see this in our lives every day. It's the parent who is happy when their child gets a good grade. It's the boss who is only kind when the team meets the requirements. It is conditional goodness. It feels like love. And it is a form of love. But it is a love that creates a boundary. It says, inside this circle is my heart, outside this circle is the rest of the world. Ask yourself, where in my life is my love a spotlight? Where am I only kind because it serves my sense of me and mine? Something to think about. Then we move on to Kaikeyi. Her love is a laser. A laser is a light that has been compressed until it becomes a weapon. It is intense, focused, and hot. Kaikeyi didn't hate Rama. She simply loved her son, Bharata, with a love that had become a sickness. This is the frequency of insecure attachment. When we are in this state, we don't care who we burn as long as we get what we want for our own. Kaikeyi demanded the throne for her son and the forest for Rama. She burned the palace down to light a single candle for her child. We all have a Kaikeyi inside us. It's the part of us that gets jealous when a colleague gets a promotion we wanted. It's the part of us that creates us versus them narratives. It is love turned inward until it becomes a stingy, grasping thing. The tragedy of Kaikeyi is that the throne she won for her son became his greatest source of grief. When we love with a laser, we often destroy the very thing we are trying to protect. And then we find Sumitra. If Kaushalya is a spotlight and Kaikeyi is a laser, Sumitra is the sun. The sun does not have a circle. It does not have a target. It simply is radiance. When the exile was announced, Sumitra didn't scream. She didn't demand a throne. She had 2 sons, Lakshmana and Shatrughna. She did something radical. She supported her kids' decisions. She told Lakshmana, "Your brother Rama is going to the forest. Go with him. Serve him. Do not look back at me." This is Sumitra Tattva. The ability to love so deeply that you have zero need for possession. She understood that her sons weren't hers. They belonged to the dharma, to the world, to the divine. In Sri Vidya, we worship the mother as Lalita Mahatripura Sundari. One of her attributes is that she is Nirashraya. She needs no support. She is the support. Sumitra represents this spiritual maturity. She is the silent pillar. While Kaushalya was weeping, it was Sumitra who held her. While the kingdom was in chaos, it was Sumitra who remained the steady ground. She didn't need her name in the verses. She didn't need a thank you card. To serve like Sumitra is to serve anonymously. Think of army moms. They are our modern day Sumitras. They pack a bag, say a prayer, and send their hearts into the unknown for a greater purpose. They don't need a like or a share to validate their strength. Their love is an internal powerhouse. To be a seeker is to turn our hearts into this sun, to love so much that we can let go, to work so hard that we don't need to showcase every action. It is a person who cleans up a mess they didn't make just so the next person finds a clean space. It is the love that finds joy in the act of giving, not the acknowledgement of the gift. So how do we apply this in our day in, day out? Try to do one significant act of service today that you tell no one about. Not your partner, not your social media, not even your journal. Feel the energy stay inside you. And that is Ojas, spiritual vitality. When we brag, we leak. When we are silent, we glow. Like Sumitra told Lakshmana, go, don't be a hero, be a helper. In your relationships, stop trying to be the hero of the story. Try being the support. See how much more peace you find when you're not auditioning for the lead role. Sumitra celebrated Rama's virtue as if it were her own sons. Can we find joy in the success of someone outside our spotlight? Let us take or contemplate on some of the examples in our daily life. In a corporate or creative environment, we often operate in the Kaushalya frequency. I'll help my team so I can look like a good manager or a good colleague. But Sumitra Tattva looks different. We spend 3 hours or many hours helping a junior colleague refine a presentation. We give them our best ideas, our cleanest data, and our most persuasive arguments. Now, when they present to the management and receive appreciation, we just sit in the back of the room. We don't chime in, saying, as I told them yesterday, or him or her yesterday, or that was my idea. Instead, we find genuine soul-level joy in their success, knowing our silent energy was the foundation of their visible triumph. This is Sumitra Tattva in real life. Parenting is the hardest place to practice this because our ethical ego is so tied to our children. Let's say your child chooses a path like a college, a career, or a partner that takes them away from you, perhaps into a life you didn't envision for them. Instead of making your grief the center of their departure or trying to manipulate them into staying, you become the sun, the Sumitra. You pack their bags with the things they need for their journey, not the things that keep them tied to yours. You say, go, the world needs what you have, and you process your tears in private so they can fly without the weight of your guilt. This is Sumitra Tattva. We live in an economy of acknowledgement. Sumitra Tattva is the antidote to the like culture. You see a peer or even a stranger struggling with a project or a personal crisis. You use your network to solve their problem behind the scene. You call a friend who can hire them or send them an anonymous gift, or you share their work without tagging yourself as a benefactor. You provide the frequency of help without attaching your digital identity to the transaction. This is Sumitra Tattva. Now, how do we apply Sumitra Tattva in friendships? Let's say a friend is in a moment of intense, irrational, or destructive pain. Most people judge them or get sucked into the drama. But you be the friend who holds her space. You be the one who brings the meal, clean the kitchen, or sit in silence while they went. Don't offer "I told you so" advice. Most importantly, once they're back on their feet, don't remind them of how much you did for them when they were at their lowest. You let the memory of the service dissolve so they don't feel indebted to you. This is Sumitra Tattva. Now, how can we apply Sumitra Tattva in a community? This is the most literal form of Seva Bhava. Let's say it's about picking up trash on a hiking trail. It's refilling the coffee pot at the office when it's empty. It's straightening the shelves at the grocery store even when you didn't make a mess. It is the realization that this is not my house, but it is my world. You do it not because you're a volunteer with a badge, but because you are the sun, and the sun naturally warms everything it touches. This is Sumitra Tattva. Let's take a final breath together. Inhale the warmth of the sun. Exhale the need to be seen. As you go out into your Mother's Day, whether you are a mother, have a mother, or are grieving one, remember that the highest form of mothering is to be a sun, to radiate, to warm the world, to love so much that you can let go. I am your companion in this journey of light. Thank you for being part of the very first Sumitra Tattva. What is one area in your life where you can practice love unseen today? While I leave you with that thought, let us humbly bow down to Divine Mother, the Guru Tattva, and to all the physical gurus and family who support us through this journey. Sri Matre Namaha.